It's Patrick from J&P Cycles, and we're back in Florida, which means we're back at Tropical Willies for the Chopper Time show. Right off the bat, right in the lot, notice Ironhead Sportster, pretty slick, split rockers, lots of cool stuff on the bike. Right away, look at the taillight. The taillight's out of a 73 Chrysler 300. Like I said, lots of trick stuff. You know, especially, Ironhead is like the default awesome chopper bike. This one's actually built by a local guy named Todd, actually from Palm Coast, just right up the road. If you're in Daytona, it's the home of Bling Cycle, Bill Dodge. Always brings the heat. This is a red and black one I haven't seen yet. Looks like it's new for here. Bill doing his normal bad to the bone stuff here. Top shelf stuff always from Bill. And you know it when you see it. When you see his bikes, it's just stylistically, you know it's a Bling Cycle build. At first glance, I was just walking by, this just looks like kind of your typical chopper that gets, rode hard and used, which is just the way we like bikes. But closer inspection, this bike actually has a set of BST carbon fiber wheels on it. So who's ever pulling the trigger on this thing means business. They're definitely a functional type of builder. Pretty cool bike, well used, and some race technology going to good use on the street. It's not just Harleys here at Willies, see a little bit of everything. Of course, you got to have an XS650 in here. Cool bike, kind of just no paint, all keys in the seat. Even got a little bit of weaponry tucked in there, wrapped up with some paracord. Pretty cool build. Cruising through the lot here, this is kind of a mixture of new technology and kind of old school look, kind of a board tracker looking bike with a narrow big rear wheel. Belt drive super clean. It's a neat bike. Obviously couldn't walk past this one. If you've been paying attention at all this year to magazines or bike shows across the country, you've seen this Pat Patterson lead sled build. In my opinion, like the best Sportster builders around. This, calling it a Sportster is just like an understatement. There's so much to this bike. Kind of a throwback Invader style wheels. Magneto setup. I mean, the front end's super clean with this, they integrated the steering damper on the top of it, the jockey shift on the other side, the headlight on the bottom. I mean, you could go over this bike for an hour, and it's just like really cool thing after really cool thing. I know Pat and Lead Sled have been supporting the show for a long time. I'm really excited to see this bike in person. Came across, in my opinion, is the cleanest shovel head in the lot, if not the cleanest bike. This bike is from Moe's Image Customs out of Miami, and why that's important is because we've inadvertently featured another one of their bikes in a previous Willies video. If you remember a gold panhead, go back and rewatch it, you'll see it. It was just as nice as this bike. Just like I said, too much to lift. The detail here is ridiculous, but if you go back and look at the rear fender, it's actually a polished stainless rear fender. They've painted over it. You can still see the middle part polished. Just one of the small things that stands out in this bike. Really worth a look. Rewind it and go back and watch the other video and check out the gold panhead. Something you don't see a ton of, custom bikes built on a 45 flathead platform. This one's really cool. It's kind of different too. It's got an inverted front end, which you really don't see put on 45 flatheads. It's a really well-built bike. I like how they kept the pipes really tight to it. It's got kind of like the gold brass tips there in the end. Metal flakes, always cool. Just, yeah, something different. Flathead, custom bike, inverted front end. One of the awesome things about Willies is this is a ride-in bike show. Everything that's here wasn't trailered in, it was ridden here. This bike's awesome because it's been used. We love people that ride their motorcycles. This one's obviously been well used. It's a 70 Triumph, what the owner told me, and it looks like he uses it all the time. I mean, for all you guys that worry about a nick in your paint, this guy's wearing through his fender and he's still using his bike. So get your bikes out of the garage and ride them. We're here with another XS650. This one is just straight polished metal everywhere. Very little paint. Done real well. Lots of trick stuff all over it. Couldn't walk by it. He's chosen, seems like, one adverb. I guess it could be used a couple different ways to describe this bike. I'll let you folks figure that out. But I'm pretty sure, judging from the gas cap, that the gas goes in here. Always hard to walk by a panhead. Here's a S&S powered panhead right here. Nice little patinaed hardtail. All kinds of one-off stuff here. Wrench controls. Got a twisted up linkage over here. Really cool kind of crown sissy bar in the back of this thing. Like I said, lots of one-off stuff. Not a lot of store-bought stuff on this bike, but eye-catching none the least. kind of a departure from the norm here at Willies. Most of the time we're featuring like, you know, custom built bikes and one-off parts. This is something so kind of out there. Definitely couldn't walk by it. This is an old boat tail super glide. And this thing is about 95% original. I'm not good enough to find the stuff that's not original. I did talk to the owner. He's had it since 1986, bought it from the original owner, and still rides it to this day. Put 1,200 miles on it just in Sturgis alone this year. This is just a great piece that he's had the patience and wherewithal to either keep the old stuff and put it back on, or to keep it that way from the beginning. Something you just don't see a lot of. You know, this is a rather iconic bike, and to see one in this condition with this many original parts on it is just really awesome to find. Another Tropical Tattoo Chopper Time show is in the books. We come away inspired as always. You make the trip to Daytona, you want to make sure to come down to Willies and check this show out. It is the motorcycle show here in the Southeast. Do yourself a favor, come on down. We'll see you guys next time.
I tell you, how can that dirty fat tattooed bastard be so lucky? Woo!